Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Miranda and I'm the Enchantress of Avalon. For today's video, I decided to do yet another fairy video. This topic though is slightly different. It does relate to my fairy lifestyle videos, but this one wasn't inspired completely by just my own way of living, but in fact is something found in this book, the Book of Fairy Magic by Lucy Cavendish and Serene Keneally. I think that's how you say the last name. Do apologize if I got that wrong. Well, in this book, they have a chapter that lays out the 7 gifts of fairy. And I really loved that chapter. I think it's one of the best chapters in the entire book, as these 7 gifts are really applicable to the fairy lifestyle if you choose to embrace the fairy energy as part of your day-to-day life. And I figured out a way to kind of deepen it a little bit more, because the 7 gifts of fairy can also be associated with classic astrological planetary alignments and correspondences. And I developed this after reading this book, The Psychic Witch by Matt Oren. Again, I hope I said his name right. Apologize if I didn't. This is another fantastic book, and he does a chapter where he explains the 7 primary planets, which aren't all what you consider planets, as it's the sun, the moon, then Saturn, and Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus. So revered since ancient times. And he explains the alignments according to what the symbology of the planets is and days of the week that are powered by those planets. And combining both information, I was able to come up with a way to associate each of these gifts with a different day of the week and maybe focus on honoring those gifts on that particular day of the week. So I'm just going to lay out all of this information, and I hope that you'll watch the rest of the video and that it's interesting for you. So the first gift of fairy, according to Cavendish and Keneally, is ancestry. And ancestry is related to the root chakra and therefore the color red. And that's laid out in their books. They do talk about the chakra alignments and think they talk about the colors, but if not, I've practiced yoga for almost 2 decades actually. So I know my color alignments for chakras. So ancestry is associated with the root chakra, the color red, and because of the symbology of ancestry being deepening into an ancestral link and to just the connection of the ancestors of the land and our own collective unconscious ancestry. I also feel that it is associated with the planet Saturn and therefore the day of the week, Saturday. And this is a time to do shadow work, to do inner journeys, the journey of going within. And therefore, that's also sort of related to that heroine's journey of the soul. The hero's journey is traveling outward. The heroine's journey is going within. And all shadow work is that going within. So the second gift of fairy is sensuality. Sensuality is associated with the sacral chakra and therefore with the color orange. And I thought that it linked best with the planet Mars, because sensuality does have the aspect of lust, as does that Mars energy. And Mars is associated with Tuesday, and this could be anything that's sensual. Obviously, it could be sexual in nature as well with that lust element, but it could also just be things like taking a bath and feeling the water surrounding you and holding you, taking a nap and taking care of yourself, feeling good, anything that's cozy, anything that's just the feeling sensation, being wrapped up in something that is soft, and even applying lotions to your skin, anything that is that feeling sensation within you. And all of the senses, though, because it could also be hearing something that's pleasant or watching something pleasant, seeing something pleasant. It's really feeling into your senses. So it could be innocent sensuality. The third gift of fairy is power. This is related to the solar plexus chakra, the color yellow, and of course, the planet is the sun, and the day of the week is Sunday, literally named for it. And this is a time of self-empowerment and a time of strength and really strengthening yourself. And speaking of yoga, primary example to do on this day to really kick in that power, sun salutations. Simple but empowering. The fourth gift of fairy is love. And of course, it's associated with the heart chakra, therefore also the colors green and pink. The planet of Venus, and Friday as the day of the week. And this is time of self-love, self-care, and getting yourself to a better place of self-esteem, and of course also of romance. Because that love energy, it doesn't always have to be reflected out to romantic love or reflected out to maternal love or love of other beings. It could be and should be also lavished upon ourselves. So that's why I think self-love and self-care are so important to associate with the expression of love in this fairy gift. And the fifth gift of fairy is actually expression. I just said that word, but expression is the fifth fairy gift. And it is associated with the throat chakra and the color blue. And I decided that it most resonated with the planet of Mercury and then the day of the week, Wednesday, because the planet of Mercury, just like the Roman god of God Mercury, is associated with communication. Mercury is the Roman name for Hermes, who as a messenger of the god is associated with travel and communication. So it's coming full circle. And so, like I said, the day of the week is Wednesday. And ways to express yourself, it could be anything. It could be dancing, singing, any sort of verbal expression or any sort of expression through movements. And really letting yourself be free in doing what feels right. Express yourself as you feel is correct. But singing's a big one. If you're thinking to actually just open the throat chakra, singing and speaking clearly are good ways to open the throat chakra. Although I do like to pair that with dance. I think that that's expressing both verbally and through the body. The sixth fairy gift is the sight. Literally, that is associated with the ability to see the fae. That's what they called it in the old days, having the sight. And it's associated, of course, with your third eye chakra and the color indigo. This I associate with the moon and Mondays, as that's the very the lunar association of seeing. There's a lot of knowledge we can gain from the moon and from following the cycles of the moon. And I feel like that is so connected to our third eye that there wasn't another day of the week and another planet that would associate with the sight better than the moon and the day of the week, Monday. So this is a time of divination, visualization, and meditation. Anything that's going to activate your third eye is going to help you commune with this particular fairy gift of sight. And then the seventh and final fairy gift is communion. And obviously this is communion with the divine in some way. That's associated with the crown chakra. Its colors are violet and white. Jupiter is the planet, and the day of the week is Thursday. And it is, as I just said, contact with the divine, and it's about soul empowerment and really honoring the divine within ourselves, as well as whatever divine we might believe is out there to connect with. And I think I'm onto something with honoring these gifts, with these gifts that we get from fairy, and how these gifts work within ourselves. And maybe it's a good way to get to know ourselves better through honoring these things on different days of the week, that these gifts are most powerful. At least I feel that it's working pretty well for me, and it's fitting into my fairy lifestyle very nicely to really deepen into different aspects of gifts that are intimately associated with the land of fairy and the beings of the fae folk in general. And I'm liking the results. So I find that it's a good way to connect with the fairy within. And I would be interested in knowing if any of you think that this would help you. So please let me know if you're interested in trying some of these techniques in the future to help yourselves connect to your inner fairy nature. Or if you think that these aren't as interesting as I seem to, let me know that in the comments below as well. And if you did like this, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out my blog, whiteroseofavalon.life. I post there every single day. And have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye now.